All right, Dev. Let's start with you. What did you see?
So essentially, we saw everything I thought he was going to do. He was able to, for the most part, shut down the takedowns inside. Khabib was starting to get a little too comfortable standing up, which I thought was going to be an issue because, again, I told you, he don't got the power to stop Gaethje or to even really hurt him. So if he landed three to Gaethje's one, that's not a good exchange. You kind of heard it with everybody in there. Every time Gaethje touched him, it just sounded different. But that triangle off the top was just Gaethje did nothing wrong. Gaethje did nothing wrong. Khabib just found that path to win. He is the GOAT of the lightweight division. I can't say he's all around the GOAT just because his resume ain't the same as, let's say, a GSP. But he's the only person right there.
It seemed like the pace bothered Gaethje.
No, Gaethje always looked tired, but he never really gasses out unless he's hurt.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Yeah, so I mean, you heard the shots when they landed. They didn't sound like a shot coming from a tired person. So, and he was still able to, scramble and turn his hips off. He had a great game plan. He was turning his hips off. I like that he was willing to eat those jabs. I thought if he did do that, Khabib would try to get more comfortable standing up and start walking in the shots, which he did towards the end of the round before the takedown. You get clipped with the left hook and shit like that. But Khabib, man, when he on top, we haven't seen that type of finish from him. Jesus. Means nothing you can really say about it, man. He is everything they say he is. He's the greatest lightweight of all time. My hat goes off to him. I put two people in front of him who I thought would give him issues. He adjusted. He saw some slight issues. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. He got the takedown off the cage. Funnily enough, hit a good single and a double, then cracked around to the corner, got a hook in with short hook, long hook, turned him over to the beautiful sequence right there. There's nothing you can say about the man. He the best lightweight of all time.
Johnny, what did you see, Johnny?
I think he left.
Oh, Johnny left. Oh, okay. Al, what'd you see, bro?
I saw probably someone who's probably gonna be the most dominant UFC fighter in probably the history of UFC fight. I was talking with me and Dev was watching it live. I tell him every time, me personally, I think there's someone who's gonna beat Khabib. He literally proves me wrong.
You were a hater.
Every time. I'm not a hater. I'm amazed.
You said Conor was gonna beat him after 2.5 years off. Stop that, bro.
I say he had the best chance of anyone of beating him.
So did you think Dustin Poirier was gonna beat him?
No, I never thought that.
So who else did you saying every time like you picked against him a bunch of times?
So I thought Michael Johnson could have. I thought Conor could have.
Michael Johnson lose to everybody.
I thought, but he beats a lot. But he beats a lot of people too. Actually,
they don't make no sense.
Michael Johnson beats really good people.
You see people that be like 24-1, 30-1. Who's that one? Michael Johnson. Like how?
So put some respect. My man ends legends. That's all he does. He doesn't have the best career. He just stops.
You know what? He did clip Khabib in that fight too.
Yeah, he almost did it. So I thought someone like really good striking would be the perfect matchup if anyone was going to beat him. Like I thought if it happened that Tony would beat Khabib, and seeing how Gaethje just completely dismantled Tony Ferguson, I thought if anyone was going to beat Khabib,
thing, that's a style wise thing. Look at that short hook, long hook. I'm watching replay right now. That was a beautiful transition. Short look, long hook, went straight into the arm triangle sequence. Gaethje tried to bump out. He went from the arm triangle to the top side triangle armbar combo, cinched it up under the elbow, then got the wrap underneath. That was beautiful. That's legit. Might be one of the best jiu-jitsu sequences we've seen in MMA.
The jab. He came out with a real good hard jab.
No, see, this is why I'm not gonna give him any credit for that jab. Gaethje was fighting with his hands down, not trying to get taken down in the center. If you Justin Gaethje, do you give a fuck about a person who ain't a puncher's jab? Did it look like he cared about his jab? Did he try to move his head out the way once?
the jab was sharp and it was accurate. So
You was
I
hitting
gotta
something
give
that's
him
right
props.
there. Of course, it's gonna be accurate.
Call it what you
You can
want.
throw stones at the broad side of a barn. It don't make you Derek. It don't make you a pitcher.
I thought his hands was a lot worse than what it is. He had good punch variation this fight, and he applied great pressure. Closed off distance.
Pressure is something that he always known for, but look, he the greatest lightweight of all time. But we ain't gonna just say that he got good hands, bro. Like that's what we not.
I didn't say he had good hands. I said
we just not gonna say that his hands not good. He showed look. His hands is based off of 3 instances. He jabbed Ayala Quinta, who fought with his hands down. He caught Connor one time, who had his hands down, and he jabbed this motherfucker, who had his hands down. That's it. Because he throw a jab against people with their hands down and keep his right hand up like anybody in second week of boxing is supposed to be able to do, he got good hands. He ain't got good hands.
Hey, when did I say he had good hands? I said the jab surprised me.
That's what I said. His hands were a lot better than you thought they were.
I thought his hands were trash. There was fights I saw. There was fights I saw where he was just throwing anything. Like he was
because they wasn't fighting with their hands down, so he had to throw the big shot to get somebody to back up.
But yeah, his hands surprised me. The way he jabbed himself in the range. Yeah, I'm about to rumble you.
You don't want that.
The way he jabbed. Is it gonna be boxing rules?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that back.
Bro, you can barely call anybody for me in 4 rounds. If you get a good guy past 4 rounds, shit, I'm gonna get tired. I might get him out of there in 4 rounds though. I fool shit.
I thought that he was gonna have Gaethje at the end of round 1, but the time ran out. But he was ready to go. It was definitely an impressive, dominating performance. Like I'm an MMA casual, and I'm like, damn, shit.
The thing about it, like even like how you said like impressive dominating before, I still if it didn't go to that triangle, I still had Gaethje winning that fight up to that point, of course.
Yeah,
you did.
Yeah,
you don't know we lost the first round. That's the difference. You don't know what you're looking at.
So
I'm a casual.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what you look. That's why I ain't jump on you. I ain't jump on you. If you were casual, it's like it do look like that. But it's like somebody that's a casual boxing fan watching somebody like a Arslan Lara. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why is he winning this?
You thought he won the first round?
I think the takedown could have secured it, but if somebody scored the first round of Gaethje, he landed the more eye-catching shots. Khabib landed one more strike than him in that round. And he had 38 seconds of top control out of the whole round with 3 failed takedown attempts. It's a close round. The takedown could have stole a round, but if somebody say Gaethje won that round, I'm not mad.
Wow.
And out of all the strikes landed, the majority of Khabib's strikes were jabs, and the couple punches he threw on the ground, and all of Gaethje's shots were power shots.
Mm.
So I can easily see somebody scoring that for Gaethje, but they be favoring takedowns in MMA, so I ain't even mad at it.
Yeah, I think they give way too many points, especially considering what kind of takedown it was. He literally just like hugged his legs and he fell. It wasn't like a slam or nothing like that, but it's still a takedown. And
it's a takedown.
Nothing came of it. But yeah, I still had if the fight continued at that same pace.
It looked like it was going to go towards Gaethje way.
Yeah. Especially
it looked like
if he kept
was able to handle the takedowns
kick
in the center. He was starting to touch him a little bit more. And if Khabib kept getting touched, Gaethje going to start sitting down on him is going to be a problem. But like I said, that sequence that he hit at the end, that was like Damian Maia when he was on his run sequence. That was level. That was class. That was a class sequence right there.
I saw Gaethje land a bunch of clean leg kicks, about 3 of them. Is that the game plan? Fighting a wrestler like Khabib?
I mean,
of course.
I mean, yes. When you Justin Gaethje, if you somebody that doesn't have the ability to scramble in the center like how he was able to on a lot of Khabib shots, then don't do that type of shit. But you gotta be able to scramble. Um, the one thing I think Justin Gaethje might have messed up on, and the reason I ain't gonna even say messed up is because I just think Khabib is just that good once he's on top. I don't think that he thought he would be on his back in that position.
Mm.
I thought that I think maybe just from the way he was speaking, he thought that the only way he would have got taken down was against the cage, which is normally true. Normally true. And if he did get taken down, he was saying if I get taken down, I'm gonna scramble back up. I don't think he thought that Khabib's jiu-jitsu was that good, because that was really once they hit 3 points on the ground, it was really his jiu-jitsu that excelled. It wasn't wrestling that got him to it. It was his passing, it was head and arm control, it was ability to stop the bump, move into an S mount, catch the S mount into the triangle position, lock the elbow. Like that was like I said, Damian Maia in his prime. Like I think the same sequence was, if you look up Damian Maia, Chael Sonnen, was a very similar sequence when he melted Chael Sonnen. Went straight to S mount, got the armbar triangle. So it was a beautiful jiu-jitsu. Khabib the shit. I'm very blown away right now.
Same.
Very blown away right now.
Same.
Hey, Jamil.
Yo, B.
Yo, but it's like I told you, man. As soon as he gets him on the ground, it's over, man. It's just that simple, man. It seemed like the leg kicks pissed him off. Like the leg kicks were hurting him, and then the second leg kick hurt him, and then he just said "fuck it," and he just took his ass down. But the thing is, Gaethje, he gave up his back. If you kind of looked at it at the end, he gave up his back, and you could tell it wasn't gonna go good once he got him on the ground.
Yeah.
He gave up his back, and when you
that's
can't,
what I
you
was
can't
saying.
give up
If it
your
was
back and have
if it was a
good bounce.
wrestling thing, so more of a wrestling sequence would be he hits 3 points, and then normally what happens is you just try to get the ref's position. So he wants to essentially get to his hands and knees, which Khabib allows a lot of the time against the cage. And he likes to let you come up and he'll drag you down, and that's just kind of how he swamps you. In the center, he didn't go wrestling because he didn't lock his hands on the body lock how he normally did. He went straight to the head and arm choke. So when he tried to turn over, he just waited on his right side and he used that bump to pass over. Gaethje was still in wrestling mindset and then tried to bump again, which, I mean, the reason I say, I'm not taking nothing away from Khabib, but blue belts know when you're mounted in head and arm, you can't bump. It's just something you can't do. You can't try to explode out. That was a very wrestle head thing he tried, and that's why he got triangle. Albert used to do that a lot when you first started jiu-jitsu too, with your wrestle brain.
Bump into
you
it
still
works.
do it.
Yeah, man.
What'd you say?
I said you cause enough commotion, something might happen.
Yeah, you'll get triangle and put to sleep. Also, another thing, and Albie heard me say this too. When I saw Jason Herzog, they was like, "Oh, they want somebody to die." Jason Herzog fight. He'll let you die up in that motherfucker. What did I say? I saw Jason Herzog. I was like, "Oh, in case Khabib get hurt, they want somebody that's gonna let him take that ass."
I'll say Gaethje definitely kind of tapped before.
Just a little
he
bit.
He broke that shit. He tapped. He's like,
and
"Oh,
he's
what you
staring
doing?"
right at him, just like, "I ain't see shit, bro."
That's a weird way to defend a triangle, but you know what? To each his own.
Just slapping his face and slapping the ground. I don't know why you would defend a triangle like that.
So let me ask y'all this. I'll start with Brandon, right? Who's pound for pound number one?
And what, MMA?
MMA?
MMA. John Jones, Adesanya, Khabib.
You talking about active people?
Active, yes. Who's pound
I'll
for
go
pound?
Adesanya.
Huh?
I'll go Adesanya.
You go Adesanya? Dev?
Adesanya or Khabib, either one.
I gotta go Khabib. Adesanya done shown chinks in his armor. He done shown too many chinks in his armor when he can't. I give him all the credit in the world. He doing what he's supposed to do. I ain't really pick against him at all, except for John Jones. He doing what he's supposed to do. But when he fought Robert Whitaker, outside of when he clipped him at the end of both rounds, he was losing those rounds. When he fought Kelvin Gastelum, who was like an okay striker with good power MMA, and you was getting touched way too much for you to be a world-class kickboxer. You're showing chinks in your armor. Is he getting better? Yeah, but he also fighting guys that's gonna be there a little bit. You fought Apollo Costa, who, that went how most people thought it was gonna go. And you fought a Yo Romero. Yo Romero, y'all just literally sat there and stared at each other the whole time. So I haven't seen that career-defining performance except for that last round against Kelvin Gastelum. We had to dig down. I give him credit in the Robert Whittaker fight, but that wasn't a Robert Whittaker we were used to seeing. Like the Robert Whittaker you saw tonight is more patient. Even the announcers were saying that Daniel Cormier said he was more patient. Against Adesanya, he rushed all of his work. He was just getting clipped on the way in because he was launching. That could be because Izzy was keeping a certain distance and Whittaker felt that was the only way to get in. Or it could be because there is a rivalry between New Zealand guys and Australian guys, and there was a little trash talk beforehand. I don't know what it was, but he was coming off an injury and he was fighting a little different than we had told before. I want to see that rematch. But Khabib lost one round in his entire UFC career. How is he not number one? Active.
Let me get Albie. Let me get Albie in there. Albie, who's pound for pound number one, Albie?
I gotta say Khabib also, only because everybody knows what he's gonna do. Everyone knows the game plan. He never switched up anything he ever does, and he still beats people. Even with all the vulnerabilities we know that he has, he's still out there beating and dominating people. As Dev said before, he's only lost one round his entire career. So,
and that was
Khabib retired.
What happened?
They're saying Khabib retired.
Yeah,
is he retired?
He announced his retirement.
He just retired?
Yeah.
Well,
I was on. I had the headphones on. I didn't. You feel
right
like
after
that?
the fight, he said he was retiring. He promised that would be his last fight, and he left his gloves in the ring.
Oh my gosh, yo! And the funny thing about guys like Khabib is you're inclined to believe them, not like a Conor, where he does stuff for attention.
Yeah, I believe him.
His heart may not be in it anymore because of the situation with his dad.
That's what he said.
Hey, he was dead at the weight, dog. Trying to make the weight, he fucking struggled trying to make the weight.
Yeah, he was. It was it was a hard camp to get through.
Yeah.
So, but all that being said, he still took the most dangerous guy in the division, and did what he had to do. So that only speaks more to his greatness.
Let me ask you this though. I know you're a big Tony guy. Do you feel like he left some food on his plate?
Who?
Do you feel like Khabib left some food on his plate, never fighting Tony?
Always going to be the one person that everybody go to, respectively, because Tony presents, like I was telling you, Tony has a different, he lost to Gaethje, but that was a different type of fight than Khabib versus Tony. That sequence he just hit on Gaethje, you can't hit on Tony. That's not going to happen. Tony is a legit strong black belt, and specifically strong off of his back. He is hard to keep down. If he does choose to stay down, you got to walk through a whole bunch. I think he's been easier to take down, obviously, but that would have presented a bunch of different issues because taking Tony down isn't the end-all, be-all. You got to be able to take him down and stifle his offense, which is both his elbows and his submission attempts, which create his scrambles. And it's not even so much he's going to knock you out from the bottom, but if you start getting cut up, you on a doctor clock. And that happens a lot in his fights. When the doctors start looking at you, and that starts becoming a little demoralizing. So, I don't know. That's a different one. Do I think it's like, I think that's going to be something everybody always point to. He don't need to fight, though. It's definitely food he left on his plate. I'm glad he didn't fight GSP. I'm just very glad that fight didn't happen. But yeah, he the best lightweight of all time, man.
Yo, I thought it would be more competitive. And I'm not saying that it wasn't. I just saw it
Going
going
longer.
3-4 rounds. Yeah.
Right.
This was whew.
I mean,
This-
that's what it
this
looked
was-
like. That's what it looked like until he finally got his ass down. Once he got him down, he just was like, all right, it's time to go home, young boy. It was cute. You did your whole little left hook, right hook thing. It was cute. Take your ass home. Khabib wasn't taking no L in Abu Dhabi. And Khabib is fucking, his brain is bulletproof, bro. Like,
He's a cyborg.
Like the way, like, he was getting clipped with shots. He was missing takedowns on Gaethje. He couldn't pin him to the ground. And he still never wavered. Not once. Never decreased the pressure, not any of that. And he was getting touched. I give him all the respect in the world.
Okay, so how does the lightweight division shake out now? Khabib's
Well,
gone.
now there's going to be a hole in the lightweight division. The obvious matchup is going to be Michael Chandler versus Tony Ferguson, which unfortunately Michael Chandler about to get his ass whooped. It's nothing against Michael Chandler. I like Michael Chandler, but we got to remember his biggest rival was Eddie Alvarez. Eddie can't hang with these lightweights no more. You feel me? He can't hang with the Poiriers, Khabib, Tony Ferguson, and it's a different Justin Gaethje. And he dogged out that fight against Justin Gaethje, but that was a different Justin Gaethje. He can't hang with Gaethje no more. And you gonna put somebody that was on that level or lower into this pit? I don't know. That's not a good move to me. He might do okay, but if they match up against Tony, he'll get the shit beat out of him.
Just a real quick
layup.
Caveat to add to that Tony Gaethje fight. Tony didn't have a corner that fight.
Yeah, that's also true.
Like everyone, Gaethje definitely beat his ass, but Tony didn't have a corner that fight at all. Like no one to help him make adjustments. He had Eddie Bravo, but Eddie Bravo, he's
a jiu-jitsu coach.
Yeah, that's a jiu-jitsu coach. He didn't have a striking coach in there with him. So
my man literally said he couldn't see what was happening in the fucking fight.
Yeah, and also he's yeah. So just something to add to that.
I think people think because of what Gaethje did to him, they don't take all the factors into what Gaethje did, and like Tony still is that guy. You feel me? Like,
and Gaethje had probably one of the best, the Bill Belichick of MMA coaches in his corner. That fight too.
Yeah.
And still almost got beat. Like, what was that? The third? In the third, he got caught and almost got finished. In the second, he got caught. Yeah. So that's just a little something to add to that, as far as Tony versus Michael Chandler.
I don't think I've seen Michael Chandler yet. What does he bring to the table?
Have you seen Eddie Alvarez?
Yes.
Have you seen Michael Chandler?
Okay.
No, I'm serious. That was like they were in a trilogy. They was in a Bellator trilogy. They was going after each other, and Eddie Alvarez won the trilogy, and then came over to the UFC. And then Michael Chandler, his biggest wins against Brendan Henderson, who was on his way out 0-5 in 5 fights. Like, those are your biggest wins right now in the UFC. He beat my boy Sidney Outlaw from Philly, which was like, no disrespect to him, but he's not on that level either. Like, Michael Chandler is not that. He ain't that guy. He's a very good. Like, he's definitely in the UFC a top 10 lightweight, but like, I feel like he needs to prove himself. Like, he should have fought like a Charles Oliveira. He should have fought Paul Felder. He should have fought somebody. He should fight a Dan Hooker, something like that. Somebody that's right on the cusp of that top 3, but not right there yet. And I still think, like, Paul Felder, I think will probably stop Michael Chandler. I think Maurice Hooker will probably stop Michael Chandler. I think right now, Charles Oliveira, the Bronx, is on a tear right now. He possibly might stop Oliveira. I don't know. I don't know. When Will Brooks, the last Bellator lightweight champion, came over, he got stopped by Charles Oliveira in like 2 rounds. He got strangled. So that should tell you like Bellator is. It ain't like a B. It ain't like a tier 2 to tier 1. It's like a tier 3 to tier 1. Like it's a giant level. And I've sparred with a lot of these guys. Like the level is way different between Bellator's talent and UFC talent. Way different.
When was last you were active?
When the last was I active?
Yeah.
July 2018. People think I've been like retired for like 10 years, bro.
And what injury took you out?
My knee, back-to-back knee problems. And then we were getting right back into the flow of things, and then COVID hit. And then I got sad and started eating donuts.
And pork belly BLTs?
That's actually not something that's going to pack on a whole bunch for me, but the donuts will.
Albie, this dude had the sexiest BLT I've ever
No,
seen.
that's our spot.
Yeah,
that's our spot, and I've been meaning to order that. Literally, the next time I'm going, it sounds delicious. A pork belly BLT.
Hey, Moss, easy peasy win. Yeah, and I can't say the first round wasn't easy. But it was definitely a competitive first round. But it was still a great performance by Khabib, man. Dude is magnificent. He's the goods, man. And it's a shame seeing him retire in his prime.
I mean, it was only Tony left. Tony left for him to fight, and Tony got a loss. You have to wait for Tony to win and then campaign for a title shot.
Yeah, 1 or 2 wins. 1 or 2 wins would get him.
Yeah, so it's like, and he ain't got his pop no more. He already ain't feeling this shit like that. So it is what it is. I ain't mad at it. He's definitely. I think him and John Jones, in terms of where they are overall at the end of their careers, are around the same. It's hard for me to put anybody over GSP just because GSP resume is ridiculous. But yeah, I mean they right there. If somebody said he was the greatest MMA fighter of all time, I wouldn't agree, but I will understand why they said it.
Do you think tonight Khabib closed the gap on GSP?
No, not at all. GSP's resume is so fucking insane that I think people don't realize what it is. Okay, so like John Jones is essentially undefeated, right? Khabib is undefeated. John Jones, the overwhelming majority of his wins are against older fighters way past their prime in a division that hasn't been hot since he got there. He got there beating a Shogun towards the end of his career. Then he beat a Rampage, who was on the end of his career. He beat a Vitor Belfort, who's a middleweight on the end of his career. He beat a Lyoto Machida, who's a middleweight on the end of his career. And then when he fought guys in their prime, outside of Glover Teixeira, he had close fights. It was Gustafsson and then Dominic Reyes. You can say the Gustafsson second fight he dominated, but Gustafsson at that point was 2-4 in his last 6 outings at that point. So it's like that's how the division was. And Thiago Santos, he having debatables with guys in their prime. He ain't fought Hall of Fame type caliber in their prime yet. You look at Khabib, he fought a lot of good guys, but his best 3 wins are against Conor, who was off for 2 years. Great style matchup. Dustin Poirier, which I mean, Dustin Poirier is good in one area, and if he's tough in one area. You keep it out that area, you pretty much got him. And he just beat Justin Gaethje. So 3 good fights. We could say they're all guys in a prime. Dustin Poirier is definitely not Hall of Fame worthy. Conor is Justin Gaethje might be knocking on the door with a couple big wins, right?
Mm.
George St. Pierre beat Matt Hughes twice in his prime. He beat BJ Penn twice in his prime. He beat Josh Koscheck twice in his prime. He beat Carlos Condit in his prime. Nick Diaz in his prime. He beat every person in their prime. He cleaned the division out twice. He fought Thiago Alves when Thiago Alves was roided up, missing weight, and was the most dangerous motherfucker there. Shut him out and beat him standing up. He took on Jake Shields when he didn't have to fight Jake Shields because you had a belt in another division. He still took you on, shut you out. He took on John Finch, who was undefeated at the time. Everyone ducked him. He asked for the fight, shut him out. He beat every good guy when they were undefeated. He beat all the good guys when they were champions, undefeated, in their prime, and he literally did it to the point where he's beaten them twice. No one's done that. Then went up and beat Michael Bisping, who, for all and purposes, may not be the best middleweight of all time. Definitely a Hall of Fame career, though. And he was on the biggest run of his career. And he had been off for a long time. Never fought at middleweight.
Hey, wait,
and then stopped him in
Dev,
3 rounds. Y'all
Dev,
can't. Nobody's resume is competing with.
wait, Dev. Mas said still undefeated though.
Huh?
I said Mas, he said still undefeated.
GSP?
What's your thoughts on that? No, he was saying that you basically you taking GSP over him, but Khabib's still undefeated.
But it's about who you fought. Okay, outside of 3 people I named, he beat. I'm gonna go down the list. He beat Dos Anjos. That was a good win. And then outside of that, you had debatables with Gleison Tebow. You got clipped by Michael Johnson. You fought 3 guys we don't know about. Like, we don't know shit about them guys. Like, yeah, you beat guys that was in the UFC. You got 13 straight wins. But Tony got 13 straight wins, and he fought more ex-champions than Khabib. In terms of what the fights that actually counted, the ones in the UFC on big time, he got way more bigger wins than Khabib do outside of Justin Gaethje. We're not talking about him like he the greatest lightweight of all time, let alone the greatest fighter of all time. Undefeated is not boxing. Like, undefeated it's not the same. And even with boxing, it depends on who you fought. You don't give a fuck about a guy that's 83-0 and fought all tomato cans. Like, Khabib's first half of his career was not in the UFC and against guys we can't name. And his first couple fights was in the UFC against guys we can't name. You feel me? When it comes to the good guys, the names that he fought in his prime, he fought 3, arguably 4. GSP fought everybody in that division. Cleared it out twice. Like, what we see Khabib just do, that's what we saw GSP do on his climb. That's what made him so great, where it was just like, we can't even find nobody to make it close. You feel me? The only person that made it look close was Johnny Hendricks, who GSP kept saying was juicing up. He was like, I'll fight him, even though he's juicing up. After the fight, like, I know he's juicing up. And then the second you saw the hit, we found out he been juicing up and he ain't win a fight since, for real. That's it. It's hard to argue against GSP resume wise.
Hey, Dev, I'll be about to wrap it up. Give me your last thoughts of this performance and his retirement. Where does he rank? Go.
Go ahead, Al.
Like in the whole like out all fighters in the UFC.
Yeah.
Whew.
Active or of all time?
Active of all time.
Of all time. He's retired now. So we gotta
3.
Oh, they
2.
They coming for you, Dev.
Who coming for me?
In the comments.
Who? Who the fuck is that?
I have no idea. I can't pronounce the name.
I'll trash you. It's whatever. 461 North 9th Street. Come see me. It's that easy. Bring your dad, too.
You said top 3. Dev, where does he rank all time?
I would put him. He could be number 2. If somebody wanted to argue John Jones number 2, I wouldn't be mad at it. But I rank him number 2. My top 5 right now goes GSP, Khabib, John Jones, Henry Cejudo, then Anderson Silva. That's my top
Al,
five.
give me your top 5.
Top 5. This personal or we being objective here? Because there's a lot of dudes I just like.
Be objective, man.
Be objective.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely have to go GSP first, Khabib second, John Jones 3, Henry Cejudo 4th, and 5th. Anderson belongs there. I don't like how he lost to Chris Weidman. Not at all. Even though Weidman had like a very subpar career afterwards, that was just a real shit end to his career. A real shit end. But I'll put him there at 5 too.
Oh shit, my wings! My wings! I had wings! Oh shit, my wings!
Oh man.
You know what? No,
Yo,
I'll swap out Silver for Mighty Mouse.
Oh my damn!
I'll swap out Silver for Mighty Mouse. So Mighty Mouse number 5.
I can agree. Mighty Mouse is sneaking at number 5.
Yeah.
all right. It was great having y'all. Definitely
What's
a
your
dominant
top 5?
performance. See, okay. GSP is my favorite fighter, so GSP is number 1.
All right. See, I knew you had taste.
Wait, no. I gotta put Khabib number 2 because Khabib's never been popped for roids or pets. I'm gonna put Cejudo 3 because of the roids.
I respect it. Put respect on Cejudo name.
Anderson Silva 4 because of the roids, and 5 John Jones.
You put Anderson over John Jones?
Yeah.
I love you.
Even
I wanted to say it, but I can't say it. I want to say it, but I know they're going to come get me if I say it. They already be coming to get me.
I'm casual. I'm an MMA casual. It's been too many situations. It's been too many situations where I felt like Dana and the UFC bailed him out. It's like, come on, man. Like, how many times? Oh no, wait, it was. I drank a Pepsi and it had something else in it. Or it's always an excuse. It's always an excuse.
He had to take the meat. He had the dick pills. Man. He snitched on people. I hate John Jones.
I hate that. How you? This is the most disrespectful. This is why he can't even be in the top 10. I'm about to get personal now. How you use steroids? You pop for it. Then they say, all right, give up other names and we'll lessen your sentence. And you really start giving up names. He the
really? Wait, he did that?
Yeah, he did.
He did that?
Yeah, he the reason that he told everybody. He told that Sean O'Malley was on weed. That's why he got suspended. He said Fabricio Verdun was juicing. That's how he got suspended. And he said somebody else. This public information.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Remember, like right around that time, he got popped. A bunch of people started getting popped around that period.
And it was rumors. It was rumors that it had happened. And then Michael Bisping was like, no. And then he screenshotted documents. He's like, I was in the court when it happened. You a piece of shit.
Yo. All right, so his name's not John Jones no more. It's 6'9". He's 6'9", yo. Wow, I had no idea. I had no idea John Jones. Nah, wow. So no. Take him out my top 5.
Yeah, man.
Take him out my top 5.
If we being objective, we got to tell the truth. But if we ain't being objective, you're right, bro.
My fucking top 5, man. It's not even just that though. It's like how many times you will get caught. Like, bro, at least work on your cycling. Like you're an elite level athlete.
Like, busting guns in the middle of town, hitting pregnant women. He's doing everything, yo.
You would think he would do that, like work on and try to be a better cheater, but he a dickhead.
Yo,
that's that
that's that Binghamton shit. I'm telling you, yo. That's that Binghamton shit. I had homies that went to school up there, yo. That's that shit, man. Can't get
man,
right.
he low key a sociopath. People his whole life been telling him he was the shit. He's great genetically and shit. People
Well,
tell him he's talented. They just did
the
shit
first
for him.
fight with DC, how he was trying to act like he changed his tune and all that, because DC kept attacking his character. But then they had leaked about when that he thought the camera was off and they saw the real him.
Yeah.
Yo, man.
Then he just said, "Fuck it, I guess I can't lie no more."
Yo,
tripping.
man. Yo,
He's a trash human being.
I can't believe you didn't know that. Yeah, I'll be hating.
I didn't know he ratted on that, bro. I did not know he ratted on everybody.
Yeah, I'm
I didn't know
gonna
that.
send you link. Just
He's
YouTube.
a cold nut. I got to do a video about this. He's
It's
a cold
easy.
nut.
It's easy to believe. Just look who he is as a person.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
he has
as
no
a person, as a person, like let's just be honest, right? Perception is everything, right? Because Dana doesn't want to shit on him because he makes Dana money, he's kind of looked at as like a lost soul in certain avenues. But he's worse than Adrian Broner.
Yeah, I think so.
It's like he does epically dumb shit, man.
He just finally admitted to that thing that Chael Sonnen was talking about when he hid underneath the ring for 8 hours when USADA was there. He just admitted to it.
Yeah,
he admitted to it on Twitter. He was like, "Yeah, I was just on weed. That's the only reason I was high."
Yeah,
it's like what?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Sure, he was high for weed.
Hey, Savah, Khabib, it was a great performance, man. One of the best I've seen from him so far. Zaxa, how did he win? Triangle, second round. See, my MMA knowledge is getting up.
Yeah, he was like, I think that was a triangle. I was like, go ahead.
No, it's a couple that I do know. You know, of course, triangle, armbar, guillotine. But look, man.
I'm about to say it's not like they're yelling it why it's happening.
Yeah. And no, I had to have it on mute because they'll give you a strike even if they hear the sound, depending on So had to be careful. But
like I just got back on YouTube.
Yeah, survived the fight is over. Justin Gaethje got submitted in the second round. Khabib still undefeated, man. Still undefeated. Great performance.
The GOAT. The GOAT.
Yeah, I'm one of the baddest motherfuckers of all time. I'm one of the best singers and the best looking niggas you've ever seen. Hold my drink.
Period.
And
survived John Jones versus him in a wrestling match.
And he retired. So
like
Khabib is officially retired. He's done.
Greatest lightweight of all time. Period.
Matt, what's good, Matt? Matt, can you hear me? Yeah, man. Did you watch it? Dominant performance, man.
What we talking about?
Khabib.
Oh my God, UFC?
Yes.
Listen, I don't watch these skinhead white guys watching other skinhead white guys rolling around like.
Oh, you gonna hit the Bob? You gonna hit the Bob Arum?
It's horrible.
You gonna hit the Bob? So you gonna hit the Bob Arum? Yo,
I say, don't hurt
Bob
me.
said that.
I did nothing to you. Don't hurt me.
You noticed that Bob Arum, when he said that, he got no slack for saying that.
Well, you know,
nobody said a word.
Well, you know,
Albie, you don't remember that, Albie?
I don't. Who said this? When did this happen?
MMA guys, we don't give a fuck about Bob Arum. I mean, I do because I'm in both. But fuck Bob Arum with his old ass. His dick small. He ain't nothing but a shorter trunk. That's all that nigga is.
Yeah, Bob Arum was like, it's a bunch of skinhead white guys rolling around. Like, yeah, I'm definitely that was a classic moment. But Yeah, dominant performance by Khabib. He retired. Matt.
Is he the
Just
GOAT?
Yeah.
he's
Of the
in my
lightweight
top three,
division,
man.
yeah.
Other lightweight division, yeah. GOAT.
No. Of all time.
No.
Nah, I can't. To me, I'm a casual. George St. Pierre has always been my guy.
George St. Pierre resume ain't gonna never be replicated.
I mean, and he's in Marvel. Come on, man. You gotta come on.
What'd you say?
I said he's in Marvel. He's in Marvel. You got to give him the edge just on that alone.
Where would you put Khabib all time?
2.
No, number 2.
Yeah.
So he's ahead of Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You know how Silva's
Absolutely.
career ended? Well, not how it ended, but you know how he lost the title
Ooh.
to Chris Weidman?
He's ahead of Fedor.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Khabib? Yeah.
He's ahead of John Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just went on a whole John Jones rant, but
Yeah, you missed that whole thing.
Wow.
John Jones is like Roberto Duran, Adrian Broner, Jarrell Miller, all mixed up in a person.
Oh shit.
It's just
That
like
was a lot of just bad.
yeah. He gets dubs though.
It's a combination. Yeah, he does.
He gets dubs. Unfortunately, literally every fight he does, I hope he loses. I do every time. Like you said, I hate on Khabib. No, I don't hate on Khabib because I'm enamored with his dominance. I never hate on Khabib.
Yo, wait,
I hate on John Jones.
What do y'all think? He said Khabib versus GSP fantasy match.
Unfortunately, he would get so outclassed by GSP that it wouldn't even be fun to watch.
So
we trying to tell
that?
people, yo, it's just like it's any combat sport. There's levels, but there's also categories. You're not in. You just made it in the GSP category. You just made it there. You're not on that level yet. It's different. It's different.
How do you see that fight going?
GSP.
How old GSP right now? I don't know. I feel like age plays a factor.
No, I'm talking about
age plays a factor.
I'm talking about at their best.
At their best. Oh,
yeah.
GSP.
It's a wash.
GSP.
You said a wash? Really?
It's a wash.
Is it a deep scrubbing?
Do shit. He won't be able to set up a takedown attempt against GSP. He might not be able to stop GSP from taking him down. It's levels to this shit, man. It's different categories also. GSP is in a different category, bro. He just
Hey Ed, the fight's over, Ed.
Was able to get
the fight's over. Khabib won by submission in the second round, bro. Yeah, that was like
GSP.
That was like almost an hour ago.
GSP's jabs and kicks alone would probably win him 3 rounds against Khabib. Then on top of that, Khabib got to deal with an actual takedown threat, which he only had to deal with an actual takedown threat once against Gleison Tibau, and he got taken down twice. You got a guy who's amazing off of his back. GSP might have some of the best jiu-jitsu in MMA history, from top and bottom. Like, it's levels. Like, there's levels to this shit. We seen GSP lose twice. Once when he literally didn't train for Matt Serra, and it was documented that he did not train until a week out for Matt Serra, when he was just hitting pads to cut weight. And when he fought Matt Hughes the first time, and the first time he fought Matt Hughes, he was winning that fight. And he said, he was like, I got starstruck. I was like, and I just got caught. I just was standing there, just like, I couldn't believe I'm winning this fight. And he got caught with the armbar off the Kimura. And you seen what happened to both those dudes next time they fought him. He embarrassed them. He showed the difference. Like, come on, man.
Ed, I'm dead serious. This was a post fight. We had one on during the fight. This probably happened like an hour ago, bro. Khabib, second round submission with a triangle. Got him out of there.
A lot of people didn't know that it was at 2:00.
Yeah, that's the thing though. It is because it was in Abu Dhabi. it was so early.
I love Fight Island. Everybody love Fight. We can still hit the strip club, y'all.
It actually started at 11. The undercard came on at 2. And
The whole card was good. Can we talk about how good Robert Whittaker looked?
Yeah, he looked great.
He looked like the Robert Whittaker that came in as the favorite against Stylebender. That was the Robert Whittaker we thought we was going to get against Izzy. And we didn't get that one. But see, that one right there, the one that's calm and sharp, and all he got to do is land a couple times and you feel it, the one that's eating the angles, durable, good conditioning, can switch into wrestling, that's the one that we want to see Izzy fight. Because that first one, we gave him credit for, but we all had to admit that was not the Robert Whittaker we was used to seeing. And that being said, still, outside of Izzy dropping him at the end of both of those rounds, he still was losing both of those rounds.
Yeah, Savant, it was on pay-per-view, man. Yeah, it was early. When it's that Fight Island, it's always going to be early.
Man, I hope they keep doing this, man. I love the early cards.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, because now I got my whole day still ahead of me. Like,
exactly.
Because before, when they what was the last one that we watched? Was it Paulo Costa? I was half speed.
Yeah. Me too.
Now I don't want to do a post-fight reaction because I'm drowsy. Like, yeah.
I feel you.
I'm back.
Yeah.
That shit was great. He looked great. I think him versus Izzy is going to be a great rematch. Volkanovski looked like the guy who was going to dethrone Stipe again. He was calm. He picked all his shots. He was a good guy named Will Harris. Will Harris is not an easy dude to beat. He's one of the dark horses of the division. Volkanovski handled him very well. Volkanovski, if he cleans up his wrestling, is a real threat to anybody in that heavyweight division. He's the most technical striker of the heavyweight division. And if it's a kickboxing match, it's hard for me to put anybody above him, just because he's that good on the feet, and that he's that accurate, that skillful, that everything. The girl, the strong face girl, I forgot her name. I didn't mean to call her strong face girl, but she did have a strong face. That strangled the other chick in the flyweight division. Jessica Andrade just came up and won, beat the number 1 contender. Just saying, that's a matchup right there. Both of them strong.
The person she was fighting, that was her first UFC fight, right? I think it was two. It was 2 matches where it was first timers who just the other dude, he got starched in the beginning of the first.
Yeah, that's Robert Whittaker partner.
Okay, yeah. He got starched.
That was not good.
This the last question I got for y'all. We gonna leave out at 1 hour. The situation with Leon Edwards.
Oh, let's talk about it.
Yeah. So we'll leave out on this note.
All right. So I know
break down Leon Edwards.
Albie isn't super familiar with Leon Edwards. I know that. For the people who don't know, that's the person Jorge Masvidal gave the 2-piece in the soda backstage. But then he didn't accept the fight when it was offered for a year and a half. I'm just saying. Leon Edwards a bad motherfucker, man. Everything they thought Darren Till was going to be, Leon Edwards is. And
why can't he get the big fights?
Because, again, everything that Darren Till, they thought Darren Till was going to be. He was big. He was this elite striker. But Darren Till showed holes. He had his chin up in the air. He didn't have a sophisticated ground game. He was just big. And he was a great striker on offense. He never really showed a good counterpunching. Leon Edwards does everything that Darren Till does. He just does it better. He's a more accurate striker. He can go 5 rounds at full clip. He has good grappling, good takedown defense, a good chin, responsible hands, and he got finishing ability. But here's the thing. He don't do interviews like that. Y'all probably didn't even know he had been campaigning to fight Jorge Masvidal for a year and a half, and he kept turning it down.
Masvidal turned it down?
Masvidal turned it down. Tyrone Woodley turned it down into the last second. Gilbert Burns turned it down. Everybody turned Leon Edwards down. And I respect Leon Edwards because he stepped up to the plate and called out Chimaev when everybody wanted to stay away from that work. Leon Edwards not playing no games, man. He one of them dudes. He one of them dudes. He might be the future of that division. Him is another dude in that division named Jeff Neal. Bad boy. Bad boy. Welterweight division is getting mighty good. It's starting to look like the lightweight division. You got a lot of killers in the welterweight division right now. A lot of killers. A lot of killers in the welterweight. A lot of interesting matchups. You got a lot of interesting matchups. Tyrone Woodley finally out his old ass way. So now it's going to be hopefully some more fights where it's like, we got to fucking put Tyrone Woodley in as the gamekeeper. No, he get to go.
Nah,
So
man. I don't want to see Tyrone Woodley not throw punches anymore. I'm good.
I don't want to see him get beat up again. How you just been getting your ass whooped worse every fight?
I'm straight, man. I'm straight, yo. I'm good. It's just time to pack it in. Come out with another weak ass album. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Wait, he dropped the whole album?
I thought it was like an EP or something.
Oh man, him and Kylie Muscle need to chill. Just because you strong and you black don't mean you can rap, bro. Everybody ain't 50. Everybody want to just be that next strong black motherfucker rapping. You just don't work like that.
Yeah, but
the welterweight division is good. And Leon Edwards, I can't say too much about Chimaev. He's the most impressive talent coming out of there. But we ain't seen him go 5 rounds. We ain't seen him go with good guys yet. I mean, the last guy he beat was good for an unranked opponent. You feel me? So that's like, that would be the equivalent of me saying, even though I know his ability, that somebody like my boy Paul Kroll, we can just say, oh, he can get in there, he'll run through Terrence Crawford. Like, whether you think he got the ability or not, he hasn't shown that at that level yet. I think Chimaev has the ability to beat almost everybody there, but he ain't shown it. So we really don't know yet. Only people in his camp know, and that's where we're hearing all the noise from. We know a lot of guys don't want their work. It's some sparring sessions I done heard about where he done tore some motherfuckers up. He done tore some dudes up. Speaking of sparring sessions, I'm gonna give y'all this is how bad it will be against GSP and Khabib. Do you know that DC went up to one of GSP's training camps to help him out? Do you know they sparred? Now I'm not even supposed to be disclosing this for real, because I don't know if this is out in the public. But we know somebody at TriStar. They sparred. DC and GSP sparred 3 rounds, 5 minutes. GSP took DC down 15 times. DC took GSP down once.
Are you serious?
That's how good. So like I'm like, I've spoken to guys that's trained with him. It's like, it's just a whole nother world. Like, it's just like, he make you feel like, again, like how people are talking about, you know he's good, but then when you spar with somebody like Khabib, you realize that you're really powerless. Like, it's not that he's good, it's that he's beyond what you can even think about. Like, it blows your mind when you're in there with him. GSP was the person that we heard about doing that, but he was doing it to guys that was heavyweights. Actually, John Danaher in his interview with Joe Rogan kind of hinted at it. He was like, it's guys in the UFC, I can't say their names, who are much bigger, much bigger accomplished wrestlers that can't do anything with GSP, and he just takes them down at will. It's levels to this shit. GSP on a whole nother level. The only reason we see him had challenging fights is because he challenged himself. He went looking for everybody. Way more active than Khabib too. When he was in his prime.
Okay. Yo, Albie, Dev, thank you for joining me. Matt too, man. Definitely appreciate it. We
We're
gonna
not
roll.
skinheads, bro. I'm black. Why I gotta be? I said he called us skinheads. I'm black. Why I gotta be a skinhead?
Who, Bob? Yeah, that's Bob don't care. Bob don't care. But yo, thank y'all for joining me. It was definitely a good afternoon of MMA, and there's gonna be boxing later on tonight. So
you trying to hit the club?
Sure.
no,
Let's go.
trying to do some boxing. But yo, tell them where to find you at before you go.
Fightfirmgym.com, fightfirm.com, 461 North 9th Street. You can also find we're in the same facility as Paul Crow Boxing Gym. No website yet, but want to be coming up soon. Fight Firm on everything. Fight Firm on everything. Devin Williams PT, Albert Burton, Built Industries. All that. Check out for all our guys that's coming out. Paul Crow, one of the best prospects coming out. Rasheem Jefferson Jr., one of the best prospects coming out. I'm coming back in, and y'all already know if y'all saw me on my rise when I was coming up through the ranks, I'm still the baddest motherfucker in the lightweight, heavyweight division. And I got something for John Jones and everybody down. I'm going to smoke them fools. I'm going to let them know. Then I'm going to go back down to middleweight and smoke Robert Whitaker and Izzy too.
Okay.
Sure.
Matt, let them know where to find you at.
Most Valid Opinion, boxing updates. You already know what it is. With my guy JR Boxing Source. We everywhere, and I might have a little announcement coming up soon. Stay tuned. It's a big one. Let's just say that.
You signed with BT Sports?
Huh?
I said you got that BT Sports deal?
I might have something in the works.
Oh shit, he got that BT Sports deal. We all about to be paid. You know I'm your biggest fan, right?
All right, yo.
You need me to cut your grass, you need a tasty beverage. That BT Sports money for real. All right, pimp.
All right.
All right, yo. Y'all be safe, man.
Right. Thanks for having me.
Hey, yo, thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. YSM Sports Media. We gone.